Today I would like to talking about pedophile. Talking about pedophile, what spring to your mind first? Yes, a case that made a headline in the 2016, and then the criminal was a famous comedian who lived abroad. Yes, he is Mandel. He was accused for having sexual assault to a young boy that are under the age of 14. Even though he has been punished appropriately, his victim had to suffer the consequence of it, his mental health and his physical health. So at first, we must know what is pedophile. So pedophile is a person who are attractive sexually to a young child. So the target will be the young child, of course, and either male or female, they also become the target of the pedophile. The pedophile themselves will have action and age some sexual assault and harassment to the children. So the consequence of it impact a lot on the mental health and the physical health. So talking first about mental health. Well, talking about mental health. So we cannot see it clearly to the victim, but it will slowly appear through their daily life. Like the victim will have the fear of being touched by people. They are afraid of talking to other people, even with their family members, and that is called phobia, a fear of being touched by people. They also may have depression and Stockholm. It impacts a lot on their mental health. It can come with the rest of their life and they have to live with it. Now come to the physical health. We can clearly see it clearly on the body of the victim through the injuries. Well, first, in the small injuries, it can be some bruises, some small scratch, and serious injuries. They can be the internal injuries, and their body function cannot work normally. Like they can be broken their arm, their legs, or they can have problem while breathing because they have damaged their internal. And they also can lose their life due to the abuser who want to get away with the crime, so they might plan up to kill the victim in order to cover the crime. And also having a serious mental health, with that also cause the victim themselves to have a thought of suicide. So the impact of pedophile had created ginormous consequences, not only on the victim but also on the family members. According to the UN agency and the Ministry of Labor, Invalids and Social Affairs in Vietnam, they have a quick assessment about the pedophile in particular and child abuse in general, which is about 73% of the case in over the country, and those cases are calculated during the pandemic of the COVID-19. According to a report, that the crime rate in the countryside is higher than in the urban region, which is 70% in the countryside and 17% in the urban area. So why is that happening? Well, there are two main causes to that. First is the knowledge of the people there, which is the people there, they are lack of educations. So not everyone is educated enough about what is pedophile and its consequence to the children, to the victim themselves. The second, the local authorities. We're talking about the local authorities that in the countryside, the local authorities, they are not putting enough care, effort, and attention to the rights of the children, and that leads to many cases of pedophile that happen in the countryside. So overall from that, we can know that 1 in 10 kids every day have to suffer, especially sexual assault, and 10 of them every day will suffer child abuse. So from that, we know how ginormous consequence of it caused to the victim. So we must take action in it. First, we must raise the the public awareness about it. We have to as we can see that how high the pedophiles rate in the countryside area, and how the consequence of it to the children, to the future of the country. So we must take an action in it. We have to raise the awareness of the public by letting them know what is pedophile, how horrible and terrible pedophile cause to the victim and to the victim families, and way to preventing pedophile happening to their children, to other child. And then we, as a parent who have the responsibility of encourage and be support to their children, even if they have to suffer the sexual assault. This help a lot during their recovery stage. This preventing them from having more phobias, and help them to gain back the confidence, their positive energy, positive emotion in their daily life, and it will help them to get over with the pedophile case. And finally, that not only we have to suggest more rights to the local authority, or if for the government, for them to pay more attention about the rights to protect the children from the pedophiles.